What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys my C54 Land Cruiser 80 series. I'm going to show you guys all of my upgrades and the modification I did to this truck. So let's start with the outside. So the body right here, I took a marker, painted it black to give it the window trim, so it could look a little bit nicer than just red. I'm using the C54-1 wheels as a spare. I'm using, for the wheels out here, I'm using it's a plastic Amazon beadlock wheels. They're pretty cheap. They're like 15, 17 bucks. But they're super soft. There's foam inside and they work real good. They grip really good too. And let's see what else. That's basically it with the outside. So window trim, black Sharpie marker. I had to super glue the snorkel because it kept coming off. I super glued the side mirror. And that's basically it, yeah, for the outside. And the wheels, Amazon. Let's take a look at the bottom. And then after all this, I'll try to take the truck apart to show you the inside, like what I did on the electronics. But starting with the axles, these are MN metal axles. They're different from WPL, so you guys got to be careful if you're gonna use MN axles. And also the metal truss here that holds the upper link, these are MN metal truss. They're not WPL. If I were to take WPL truss, this red one here, and try to put it on here, it's not gonna fit. It's gonna be too short. This setup is a little bit wider than that one over there, so you gotta be mindful of that. Drive shaft is WPL. I'm running 370 brush motor with the reduction gear and a single speed metal transmission. I don't really need drag brake from the electronics because this thing here, the gear is so low, it's basically a drag brake itself. So it doesn't go anywhere on an incline and decline. So that's pretty cool. The links, I'm using the stock links because it actually works better than the metal links that I have for it. And it's a little bit longer too. And then with these links, they have a lot of good clearance when you're at full turn. So when you're at full turn, you see, it doesn't rub up against the link. Not like the metal one. The metal one, it always rubs with the tires. And thanks to this little curve right here, it actually works really good. So that's why I keep the stock one on, because they work really good. I think that's basically it. Then the suspension. If you notice the suspension, they're kind of tilted a little bit, like they're tilted this way a little bit, because it really helps with the articulation when your suspension is tilt this way, inward, both sides. Same with the front, it's tilted inward. It really does help with articulation. So and then the steering mechanism, or the steering link, I repositioned the steering servo. So I'm gonna take the body off and I'll show you right now. Okay, so here it is with the body off. The two screws on the side that hold the motor down also hold the body to it. That's why I keep it that way, so it uses less screws It's quicker to take off and put on. And here it is with the body off. Here's the top tray. I've already taken the screw off of here, so I'm gonna move this out, and then you'll see the setup on the inside. Here, let me turn it this way. All right, so here's the setup. So this is the ESC that I'm using. This one here, supposedly it claims to be 30 amp, but I don't believe it. I think it's 20 amp, just like the one in there and the one in there. Because if this was 30 amp, I would be able to run 3S, but I'm pretty sure if I put 3S on this, I'll get toasted. But this little ESC is actually really good for something this size or this type of vehicle, WPL. And I'm running the Dumbo RC receiver with the Dumbo transmitter. The steering servo, it used to be flat, and then I repositioned it to stand up. So it's the whole reason why you see it like this, the steering setup. And it actually works really good. I get a wider steering angle. I also get a reduction of bump steer. It doesn't really bump steer anymore thanks to this setup. And the reason why I went with this setup is because I see it on other RC, like bigger scale RC. You know, like this RGT. This has the same type of a steering setup. And then same with this MK07. It's got like the same kind of steering setup. I don't know if you can see that. You probably not, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, anyways, so this is the inside. JST plugs. They're really good for something this size. And that's basically it. Yeah, that's the modification I did, was the steering setup. It's a really good modification. Worked really good. And that is basically it. Everything you see here, you can get on Amazon. It comes in a kit, so you can't really miss any parts. They put everything together in a kit for you, and then you just build them when you get them. But overall, this is it's a really good setup. I like it. It crawls really great. And future mod I'm gonna do with these suspension, I'll probably put some Vaseline on the shaft just so it could be a little bit smoother, because right now it seems really dusty and rusty. But overall, I really like this build. Alright guys, so this is basically what it is. This is the build here, C54, WPL, Land Cruiser 80 series. And that right there is the MN model axles. That axle originally belongs to this type of vehicle, the 112 scale, but this is a 116. So instead of having spacers to widen out your wheels on a normal WPL, you can actually use the MN model because they're a little bit wider axles already. So they kind of push the wheels out a little bit, makes it a little bit of a wider stance, and it looks cool. And that's basically it, guys. So this is the setup for my Land Cruiser, and it crawls great. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments, alright guys? And that's about it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.